So you mean to tell me y'all gonna advertise and release to the public that she was kidnapped on the 4th, and y'all think, or y'all can prove, that she was killed 20 to 30 minutes after being kidnapped on the 4th of October. That medical examiner just released documentation and stated that that girl died on October 18th. That is not making sense to me, because you can't die 2 times, baby. Keon King's father was the lead detective on the case when it first broke out. His father is a cop. He was the lead detective on the case before it blew out water.
From the location of the iPad at 10:21 to the iPhone at 10:24, that is 3 minutes. That means there was some type of struggle going on inside that vehicle for them to take 3 minutes to get from point A to point B. A silver gold earring matching one near the burial site was recovered by the rec center gate. So if one of Kada Scott's earrings were left by that gate, what happened when they entered that gate? This is Taz's Instagram account, okay? You'll see up here that he has a business page, a landscaping company. Let's look. He has this landscaping company here, okay? I want y'all to remember landscaping. The area and the direction that the person walked off going north, going up past Ada Lewis whenever they first unalived Kada Scott, that's the same direction Ramier lives.
Police say they caught Kada Scott's killer. 21-year-old Keon King is sitting in jail right now facing murder charges. Case closed, right? Well, not exactly. See, I covered this case before. Right after they found Kada's body, and in that video, I included a clip of Kada's aunt who claims she speaks with spirits. And the aunt said the person who took Kada had dreads. Now at the time, nobody thought much of it. But then one of my subscribers, dropped a comment that changed everything. They said, "You know Kada's boyfriend has dreads too, right?" And that's when I started digging. Because while mainstream media was laser focused on Keon, there's a whole other man nobody's investigating. A man who owns a business that requires digging equipment. A man with conspiracy charges in his past. A man who lives in the same direction the killer walked after burying her body. And yes, a man with dreads. Well, plaited hair that looks like dreads if you squint and don't ask too many questions. But you know what? That comment led us here. So let's dig. Because by the end of this, you're gonna wonder if they arrested the right guy or just the convenient guy.
The details keep coming in on the case of Kada Scott and suspect 21-year-old Keon King. Court just got done a few hours ago in regards to Keon King's arraignment for his murder charge in connection with Kada Scott. Keon King is also facing multiple other charges in connection to Kada Scott's disappearance and murder. The homicide charges come from the medical examiner did take the stand today, stating that her cause of death and manner of death is homicide by gunshot wound to the head. Now, court documents do state that video surveillance shows only one person leaving the vehicle at the scene within 20 to 30 minutes of her last seen whereabouts. That person is said to be Keon King. Y'all, details are coming in fast and quick. Please keep her family in your prayers and stay tuned for more details.
King, only 21 years old, was previously in trouble with the law and now faces a long list of charges, including murder, kidnapping, conspiracy, abuse of corpse, and tampering with evidence. King was arraigned this week on the new charges, including murder, and is being held without bail.
Hopefully he's man enough to accept his own actions and stand up and not have to put the family through any more additional pain.
All right, so those are the basics. Kada's gone, shot in the head. Keon's arrested, charged with murder, kidnapping, conspiracy, the whole menu. Everybody thinks the story's over, but let me show you what they're not talking about.
Kada Scott was last seen the night of October 4th at her job, the terrace at Chestnut Hill Senior Living. Court documents say the 23-year-old was texting with King moments before she disappeared.
October 4th, 2024. 10:07 p.m. Kada sends Keon a text message, and I need you to really hear what this text said. Kidnap me again. 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 Now, I don't know about Joel, but when was the last time you texted someone about kidnapping you? Again? Like, is this some kind of inside joke I'm not getting? Or had this man literally done this to her before? Because here's what makes this even more disturbing. Earlier that same year, we're talking January 2024, Keon was arrested for kidnapping a different woman. Not Kada, another woman. Police say he broke into his ex-girlfriend's house, forced her onto a bed and choked her. Got charged with kidnapping and strangulation. And you know what happened? He posted $200,000 bail. Well, technically, he only had to pay $20,000 to walk free. Where did a 21-year-old get $20,000 just laying around? Somebody had that kind of money to throw at his bail. But here's where it gets even messier. The victim from that first kidnapping case. She never showed up to court. And there's a rumor going around, which we'll get into later, that Keon may have paid two women.
Now, me and my best friend, we were also mutual friends with Keon. He was our pharmacist. So one day Keon calls me,
Gabby and Dee, to intimidate her so she'd be too scared to testify. The charges got dropped, and Keon walked free. But the fact remains that this man had a pattern, got caught, and the system let him slip right through their fingers. And a few months later, Kada texts him, "Kidnap me again," and ends up dead. Make it make sense. Now, while everyone's pointing at Keon, and don't get me wrong, he's clearly involved, there's another man in this story. And the more I dug into him, the more I started asking questions that nobody in the mainstream media seems interested in answering. His name is Taz. Real name, Ramier. And he was Kada's boyfriend.
Y'all, let's talk Kada Scott. This is the 23-year-old in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who was missing and later found deceased in a fresh, shallow grave. Now, we know that Kada had this boyfriend, or this guy that she was dating, by the name of Taz. That's what he said he went by. Well, let's dig into it. This is Taz's Instagram account, okay? You'll see up here that he has a business page, a landscaping company. Let's look. He has this landscaping company here, okay? I want y'all to remember landscaping. And on the landscaping company page, it shows his name, or a name to contact by the name of Ramier. Well, I found Ramier, and Ramier has a record. Not only does he have a record, but he has a record that is very similar to Keon. That record shows simple assault, conspiracy to simple assault, conspiracy to aggravated assault, attempts to cause serious bodily injury, or causes injury with extreme indifference, possession of instrument of crime with intent, and disorderly conduct hazardous. Now, this man also violated his probation multiple times. He had got probation for these charges and other charges with basically changing the serial number on a gun multiple times, also unauthorized use of a vehicle, and his latest one was driving without license. He had got probation for some charges. He violated his probation multiple times. He then was sentenced to incarceration for, I believe, minimum of 2 years. This right here shows Ramier was once in the system for either possibly probation or actually in the prison system. Now, he stated the last communication that he had with her was possibly right before she went missing. I don't know if y'all believe that, but let me not forget to tell y'all. The area and the direction that the person walked off going north, going up past Ada Lewis whenever they first unalived Kada Scott, that's the same direction Ramier lives. Stay tuned for more information.
The boyfriend of Kada Scott has spoken out. We received this audio from a TikToker by the name of Chardonnay Bay. We are going to take a moment and listen to this audio, and this gentleman is speaking about their date at Top Golf, how he was in communication with her before her disappearance. Let's take a moment and listen.
Kada Scott boyfriend has spoken out about the night that they went to Top Golf. Y'all, come here.
When I dropped Kada off, we had just left to Top Golf. At Top Golf, Kada ordered food. I didn't, but she ordered food for the both of us. I didn't know. So she ordered hot wings, but she only liked the flakes. So I was texting her to tell her that she left her food in the car. And the whole time, she had ate all the flakes out of the hot wings and left me all the drums. So she left the food in the car on purpose because she kept on trying to tell me, I need to eat.
So he didn't know that she left the food in the car, even though she kept telling him, hey, you need to eat.
When I realized the food was in the car, I called her first. She didn't answer the phone. So then I texted her. But my text messages wasn't getting delivered.
So he said the text message didn't deliver. Well, look at this message. It sure did deliver. And also, he sent this an hour and a half to 2 hours after she was already deceased, which he dropped her off around 9:40 that night. He didn't text her until after midnight.
Kept texting her, tried to call her again. And it was just like, for some reason I just couldn't get in touch with her.
Mind you, he says kept texting her. He only texted her one time. I'm sorry, y'all, but this boyfriend of hers is a little sus. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm just saying it's not adding up.
Now Taz, aka Ramier, because Ramier is his real name, has commented on this creator's post that I got this from. Now this creator talked to Taz, which is Kada's boyfriend, alleged boyfriend, the same guy that she went to Top Golf with that night. Now, he commented on her post, and someone basically was like, why would he talk to you, whatever. He responds and says, she tricked me. He didn't even know that she was recording. And basically, he's already reached out to the proper people, I guess, for them to sue this content creator. But like I told him in my response to him, I let him know as well, it's like, you need to stop talking to people. Because he said there's also 2 other people besides her that's basically going to be sued, or whatever the case may be, for recording him. But once again, why are you talking to people? Why are you talking to content creators? The only person that you need to be talking to involving Kada's case is those detectives. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments about this whole situation.
Okay, so her iPad was last seen at 10:04. That's the date, at 10:21. And she was near 6845 Anderson Street. Her iPhone last pinged at 10/4 at 10:24 near 6921 Anderson Street. Okay, this all after she left the job. Her iWatch last seen 10/5 at 1:14 at Aubrey Recreation Center, which is where they left her. Now, this is what I'm saying. Now, this guy dropped her off at 9:40. By 10:21, her iPad is traveling or whatnot, and he didn't call her at that time. He didn't text her at that time. Nothing about them wings. He waited until 12 something when they would have been gone from.
Okay, pause. Let's talk about what we just heard, because there's a lot to unpack here, and I need y'all to stay with me. First, landscaping. His whole career is digging holes and moving dirt. Kada was found in a shallow grave. Now, I'm not saying every landscaper out here is suspicious, but baby, if I owned a bakery and my girlfriend turned up baked into a cake, y'all would have questions. So yes, we're asking questions about the man whose literal job description is digs holes for a living. Second, that criminal record. Let me refresh your memory, because this is important. Simple assault. Conspiracy to commit assault. Conspiracy to commit aggravated assault with attempts to cause serious bodily injury. Possession of an instrument of crime with intent. Gun charges. Multiple probation violations. This man knows how to conspire. He's literally been charged with conspiracy before. That means he knows how to plan crimes with other people. This isn't his first rodeo when it comes to plotting something violent. Third, and this is what really got me, when Kada's body was found, and investigators reviewed the surveillance footage, they said the person who walked away from the scene was heading north, up past Ada Lewis Middle School. You know who lives north of that rec center? Ramier. Same direction, same general area. But according to him, the last time he talked to Kada was right before she went missing. How convenient. And apparently, nobody's questioning him. The police just took his word for it. The boyfriend with the digging equipment. The history of violence and conspiracy. Who lives in the same direction the killer walked after dumping her body? And then there's the chicken wing situation. Girl, let me do the math for you, because this is where it gets real interesting. Kada's devices stopped pinging between 10:21 and 10:24 p.m. That's when she died. The medical examiner confirmed she was shot in the head. So we know she's gone by 10:24. But her boyfriend doesn't text her about those wings until after midnight. 2 hours later. 2 hours. Now his story is, oh, I didn't know she left the food in the car. Sir, she was literally telling you to eat during your date at Topgolf. She kept saying, you need to eat, you need to eat. You watched her eat all the flats and leave you the drums. But somehow you just forgot for 2 whole hours? And you magically remembered right around the time she's already been murdered and buried. And here's what makes it even more suspicious. Look at his text. It says delivered. So his excuse about the texts not going through? That's a lie. They went through just fine. He just didn't send them until 2 hours after she was already gone. I'm not saying he killed her. I'm just saying his timeline is more suspicious than getting a tax refund in July. And the fact that mainstream media isn't even mentioning him? That's wild to me. Like, we're really gonna act like the boyfriend with conspiracy charges and a digging business is just not relevant to this investigation? Baby, make it make sense. Because it's not making sense to me. Now let's talk about the evidence. Because when you actually look at the data, the phone pings, the device locations, the timestamps, this whole thing gets even more disturbing.
In reference to the Kada Scott case, I have the full documentation for the probable cause affidavit. What I want to discuss today is the data on her devices and when they last pinged and when they were last seen, as well as dig into it and give y'all a visual. Let's dive. For y'all to look at what was said in the affidavit, it says iPad last seen or pinged at 10:21 p.m. near 6845 Anderson Street. iPhone last seen 10:4 at 10:24 near 6921 Anderson Street. And then the iWatch was last seen 10/5, 1:14 a.m. at Albury Road. Let me give y'all a visual. So first, from those two pings, from the iPad and the iPhone, it is a 1 minute drive. 1 minute drive time. From the location of the iPad at 10:21 to the iPhone at 10:24, that is 3 minutes. That means there was some type of struggle going on inside that vehicle for them to take 3 minutes to get from point A to point B. Now, I know they said that Kada Scott possibly was unalived around that time. So I think, and this is my opinion, Kada Scott was unalived right before 10:21 or right at that time. Now with the iWatch last seen at 1:14 a.m. going into October 5th, that makes me believe that they did not know or realize that Kada had a watch on based off the position of her body in that vehicle. Therefore, right here it says this placed her watch stationary at the rec center lot after the suspect phone left the area. So they left with her devices, but that watch stayed in one place. Stay tuned for more digging.
See that? 3 minutes for a 1 minute drive. That's not traffic, baby. That's not her casually checking her phone at a red light. That's a struggle. Kada was fighting for her life in that vehicle. And here's what gets me about that iWatch. It stayed at the rec center. It pinged there at 1:14 a.m., hours after she died. Because whoever killed her didn't realize she had it on. They took her iPad. They took her iPhone. But that watch? They missed it. And it kept pinging, just sitting there in that parking lot, basically screaming this is where she is to investigators. Which means either these people were sloppy as hell, or they were moving so fast they didn't have time to check her properly. Either way, that watch is the reason they found her body. Technology don't lie, even when people do.
Digging more into the affidavit on Kada Scott's case, I'm trying to put pieces together and trying to determine and figure out what happened during certain times. Let's dig into a certain piece of information that I want to discuss on this video. Now, someone that I won't name has been working with me on this case, and they brought to my attention this part of the affidavit. It says, excavation revealed human remains consistent with a young female. A silver gold earring matching one near the burial site was recovered by the rec center gate. So what I want to talk about is the earring found by the rec center gate. This is the gate right here when you enter the rec center. So if one of Kada Scott's earrings were left by that gate, what happened when they entered that gate? Also, I wonder if the cameras show them entering the gate to know what happened at the entrance every time they entered that gate. If they burned the vehicle and everything inside, if her earring was inside that vehicle and they threw it out, why would they throw it out if they're already going to burn the vehicle? I wonder if she was actually unalived at that gate entrance and tried to get out of the vehicle and failed. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think, but I'm really curious to know why one piece of her earring was left at that rec center gate, but everything else was burned in the vehicle. So why not keep it in there to burn it?
And that is an excellent question. Why is there an earring at the rec center gate, but her body's back in the woods? Did it fall off during the struggle in the car? Did she try to run when they first got there? Or, and this is darker, Did they drag her or carry her in something, and it fell out on the way in? Because if she was already dead and wrapped up, how does an earring end up all the way at the gate? These are the little details that don't add up. And when little details don't add up in a murder case, it usually means someone's story is falling apart. Now, can we talk about this nursing home for a second? Because I have questions and I need somebody to make this make sense. The Terrace at Chestnut Hill. This is a 24-hour assisted living facility. They're taking care of elderly, vulnerable patients around the clock. People who can't defend themselves, people whose families trust this facility to keep them safe. And we're supposed to believe they don't have a single security camera in the parking lot where Kada disappeared. In 2025? Baby, my Ring doorbell has caught me taking out the trash in my bonnet at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday. The McDonald's down the street has 47 cameras watching you order a McFlurry. Target will track you from the parking lot to the bathroom and back. But a nursing home responsible for vulnerable elderly people said, "Surveillance? We don't know her." Either this is the most incompetent security protocol I've ever seen, which should concern every family member with a loved one in that facility, or there are cameras, and the footage shows something police don't want us to see yet. Because think about it. Kada showed up for her shift. A co-worker saw her on the phone, looking upset. Another co-worker heard her say, "I can't believe you're calling me about this." She leaves early, clearly agitated. She walks toward a dark car in the parking lot. And there's no video of any of that? At a facility where people's safety is supposed to be the priority. That's either criminal negligence or a cover-up. Pick one. Because those are your only two options here. And neither one is good. Remember when I said Keon was charged with conspiracy? That word matters. Because conspiracy means you didn't do it alone. It means other people knew. Other people helped. Other people are guilty. So let's talk about who else is in this story.
Y'all, I learned something last night in regards to the Kada Scott case that involves Keon King. Let's not forget Gabby. Gabby is the friend of Keon King. Y'all remember Gabby has a best friend, D? The one that was stalking Kada? Made the whole video of where she lived, where she walked, what headphones she wore. She was walking her dog, what street she lived off of. Yeah, her. Well, Gabby and D are on the same case. They are co-defendants of the same case back towards the middle of this year. Those charges right here. They include some of which conspiracy, simple assault, terroristic threats, recklessly endangering another person, aggravated assault. Y'all remember this case of Keon King, who got dropped and just reopened, and it was dropped due to the victim not showing up? Well, a little birdie told me. Keon King paid those two girls, Gabby and D, to assault the victim. Therefore, she was terrified to go to court. Now, it sounds pretty real to me. I don't know about y'all. Don't count me on it. I don't know if that's factual, but I think it's a huge coincidence that those two girls got the same charges at that same time. And then his case got dropped. This case is just getting even more wild.
Hold up. So Gabby and her friend D, who allegedly made a whole stalking video about where Kada lived and walked her dog. These two get charged with assault, conspiracy, and terroristic threats at the exact same time Keon's first kidnapping case falls apart because the victim doesn't show up. And we're supposed to believe that's a coincidence. Baby, I don't believe in coincidences. not when it comes to murder. If Keon paid them to assault that first victim to keep her scared and out of court, then this man has been running an operation. This isn't just one crime. This is a pattern of violence with hired help.
Y'all, I have more people to talk about in regards to the case of Kada Scott. Now, we know that one person is only arrested right now. That is Keon King. He is charged with her murder and multiple other things, including kidnapping, arson, and conspiracy. Let's talk about her. This is Larisha Lopez. This is the one that lived at the house on Belmar Terrace, as well with Madeline Brown. Those two people are connected to the Text Now account. Larisha was interrogated, as well as she was the individual that was with Keon King the day that he got pulled over on October 1st or 2nd, one of those days. I can't remember which day exactly. Well, do y'all remember Keon King's car being on Marketplace? This car right here? Look right here. Look in this window reflection. You see boots, black boots? This is from Lopez's Facebook account. Those black boots right down there, they look familiar. They look like the same boots that are inside that Marketplace picture reflection. Now, during her interrogation, there was a lot of things that didn't add up. She's the one that also denied Madeline giving that Text Now, the phone that was linked to that Text Now account, to her, to the police, but Madeline said different. Stay tuned for more information.
Now we got Larisha and Madeline living at the house on Belmar Terrace with Keon, connected to that Text Now account. And during interrogation, their stories don't match up. Larisha says Madeline never gave her the phone. Madeline says she did give her the phone. Somebody's lying. And those boots, in the Marketplace photo reflection, same boots on Larisha's Facebook page. Now, I'm not saying those boots are murder boots, but when you're trying to sell a car that was used in a kidnapping and your footwear shows up in the window reflection, that's not great for your I didn't know nothing defense. Plus, investigators found ammunition, contractor bags, and gloves at that house. You know, all the things you'd need to move and bury a body. Just casual household items, right? Listen. Police charged Keon with conspiracy. That means they know other people were involved. Video footage shows 2 people got out of that car and buried Kada's body. 1 person drove away. That's at least 3 other people besides Keon. So where are the other arrests? Why is Keon the only one sitting in jail right now? Either they're building cases on the others, getting all their ducks in a row before they make a move, or they're protecting somebody. And I want to know which one it is. Now, before we wrap this up, we need to talk about Keon's lawyer. Because this man went on the radio and said something that had my jaw on the floor.
Now, for the very first time, we are hearing from Keon King's lawyer. King is the man accused of killing 23-year-old Kada Scott and burying her in a shallow grave in the woods behind Ada Lewis Middle School.
Keon King's lawyer, Shaka Johnson, he has been facing criticism in recent days for representing King. He went on a radio interview today to defend himself.
Online petitions to have me removed from the case because they don't want me representing this gentleman.
Criminal defense lawyer Shaka Johnson spoke with WDAS-FM host Frankie Darcell this afternoon on the Kada Scott case. He's representing the accused, Keon King.
I listen for God's voice when I am deciding whether to take a case.
Is that what you did here?
Most definitely.
But as a black man, you took this case.
Yes.
And there are people who are angry or salty or disappointed about that. What do you say to that?
When it's a black man, when it's a black attorney, and I'm speaking for a lot of black attorneys who may not be saying this publicly, but they've been all on my phone privately. We are held to a different standard for whatever reason. I'm a professional. I took an oath, just like doctors take a Hippocratic Hippocratic oath. I took an oath to represent the people that are in my wheelhouse of business. This is not about money. This is not about money. I've been getting coins a long time. This is not about money, okay? I'm just gonna be very frank about it. This is not about clout chasing or needing to somehow be in the public eye with a high profile case.
I'm sorry, what? Shaka Johnson really went on the radio, on purpose, and said, I listen for God's voice when deciding which cases to take. Is that what you did here? Most definitely. So God told you to defend the alleged kidnapper-murderer? That's what the Lord said. Because I'm pretty sure there's a whole commandment about thou shalt not kill. But apparently there's a footnote that says, but if you do kill, call Shaka. He's got a direct line to heaven. Baby, that wasn't God you heard. That was your bank account calling, and it was speaking real loud. Look, I get it. Everyone deserves legal representation. That's how the system works. Even terrible people get lawyers. Fine. But don't go on the radio talking about divine intervention, like the Holy Spirit is out here co-signing murder defenses. God is busy. He's got wars, famines, and people praying for parking spots at Costco. He is not whispering in your ear about retainer fees. And then he hit us with the, this is not about money. I've been getting coins a long time. Sir, you charge more per hour than some people's rent. Keon better hope God's also gonna pay that legal bill, because those coins you're getting add up to a whole treasure chest. Plus, and this is what really gets me, this man is out here catching heat from the community. People are signing petitions to get him off this case, and his response is basically, well, as a black attorney, we're held to different standards. Brother, the standard is, don't tell people God personally assigned you to defend someone accused of killing a 23-year-old woman. That's not a racial standard. That's a read the room standard. That's a maybe don't say that out loud standard.
And we do want to point out we put in requests to Shaka Johnson for an interview as well and are still waiting for a response on that. Now, Kada Scott's family did set up a memorial and justice fund on GoFundMe, and it is over $23,000 and counting. Certainly a lot of community members sympathizing and sending their condolences to the family. As you see, a lot of them are now gathered over there to get this event underway. We're expecting it to wrap up around 6:30.
So here we are. Weeks into this case, Keon's in jail. The city held vigils. The GoFundMe hit over $23,000, and we still have more questions than answers. Let's run through them, shall we? Question 1. Why did it take 2 weeks to find Kada's body when her iWatch was pinging at that rec center location the entire time? Technology told them exactly where she was. So what took so long? Question 2. Where are the other arrests? Police charged Keon with conspiracy. Video shows 2 people buried her. We got Larisha, Madeline, possibly Gabby and Dee in the mix. So why is Keon the only one behind bars? Are charges coming? Or did someone cut a deal? Question 3. What's the real story with that death date? Because some people are saying the medical examiner listed October 18th as the date of death, but police say she died on October 4th. So did she die the night she was kidnapped? Or was she held somewhere for 2 weeks first? Because if it's the latter, that's a whole different level of horror. That means she was alive, and these people kept her somewhere before killing her. And I don't even want to think about what those 2 weeks looked like. Question 4. Is there any truth to the rumor about Keon's father being involved in the investigation? Because if a suspect's family member had access to this case in any official capacity, that's not just problematic. That's corruption. And if it's not true, then someone needs to clear that up immediately, because that rumor is spreading like wildfire. And the biggest question of all, what about Ramier? What about the boyfriend with The digging business, the conspiracy charges, the suspicious timeline, and the address in the same direction the killer walked. Why hasn't he been questioned publicly? Why isn't mainstream media even mentioning his name? Because here's what I think, and you all can agree or disagree in the comments. I think Keon is guilty. I think he's involved. The evidence is pretty damn clear. But I don't think he acted alone, and I don't think we've seen all the players yet. Kada Scott was 23 years old. She graduated from Penn State with a degree in communications. She worked at a nursing home, taking care of elderly people. Her co-workers said she was kind. Her friends said she lit up every room. Her family said she had her whole life ahead of her. And somebody took that away. Whether it was Keon acting alone, or Keon being paid by someone else, or Keon working with a whole network of accomplices. The truth is that Kada is gone, and her family has to live with that every single day. But here's what I hope comes out of this case. I hope investigators keep digging. I hope they don't just stop at Keon and call it a day. Because if there are other people involved, and the conspiracy charge tells us there are, then every single one of them needs to be held accountable. Everyone who helped plan this, everyone who helped bury her body, everyone who helped cover it up, everyone who knew and said nothing, they all need to face justice. And if Ramier had anything to do with this, if he really did hire someone to kill the woman he claimed to love, then I hope the truth comes out. Because Kada deserves that. Her family deserves that. And every woman out here trying to navigate relationships with dangerous men deserves to know that the system will actually protect them for once. So I'm asking y'all, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Keon acted alone? Or do you think this was bigger than just him? Do you think the boyfriend should be investigated? Do you think there's a cover-up happening? What about those other people who helped bury her body? When are they getting arrested? Talk to me. Because the more people discuss this case, the harder it is for the truth to stay buried. And Kada Scott's story isn't over just because they arrested one person. This case is far from closed. Rest in peace, Kada. We're not letting your story die with you. And to everyone watching, if you're in a relationship that doesn't feel safe, if someone's harassing you, if you're being threatened or controlled, tell somebody. Tell multiple people. Document everything. Because your life is worth fighting for. And you deserve better than this. Stay safe out there. And I'll see you in the next one.